Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes.
And a lot of weird instruments.
Yeah, that's a weird topic.
Yeah, so Deep State Annex, that Jenny person, we got Beck.
That's all I've seen so far.
Yep.
I told Beck to come in too if they want.
Yeah.
Mage, that thing, that Jordan Peterson video was really very good.
Oh, the one from Kyle Klinsky?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the stats, how he looked up all the numbers and stuff. Oh, we got Ember.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why I decided to share it, because you can just get the numbers off of that if you need.
I need to have a source. I didn't see the title of whatever he was working on.
Let's see, we got Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day. It's a time of music appreciation only of the less common variety. The Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day he held on in July 31st each year. This day is a reminder to music lovers that there are many special and uncommon instruments just waiting to be discovered. This unusual holiday encourages everyone to learn about and try a new and unusual musical instruments. So I have some to show you guys too. When does this societies have always considered music guns, yada yada. Let's see, does it actually say what date this thing actually? No, it doesn't look like it mentions the actual day this thing became a day.
Yeah, it does right on the picture.
Oh, right on the picture, yeah. Oh. Well, no, that's what the day is. That's for today's day, but what year was it first?
Oh, I see. Well, let's say 1836.
All right, that works.
It is an interesting thing to recognize, though. There really are some strange instruments out there. That string instrument that person's playing on the picture, I love how those things sound. I would listen to them all the time. Instruments, I don't know which they are. From India, I know the sitar, but that's all. There's just a lot of neat stuff.
How about the rump trumpet or butt trumpet?
Well, it might be a little hard to do on stage, but yeah, sure, okay.
Hello, Beck.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
So these things show up all through medieval iconography. We got like this guy here, one being played off of a horse, both ends again. Wherever the heck this is.
Pleasure. I like those long tubular wind instruments that are from Switzerland and stuff. Just they're like 8 feet long, and the bell end sits on the ground.
Oh yeah, those things. But actually, we have a little bit in here. This is from the TED Talks.
Many illuminated manuscripts were copies of religious or classical texts, and the bookmakers incorporated their own ideas and opinions in illustrations. The butt tuba, for example, is likely shorthand to express disapproval with, or add an ironic spin to, the action in the text. Illuminations could also...
So that's the reason why they put it into the iconography in the medieval iconography there.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I can't see that. That's 2 millimeters, no, 3 millimeters tall.
Well, you need to get a bigger screen, really.
Full screen it. I don't know if that'll help or not.
Probably not. I mean, still, that's not really much of
a little bit
change.
A little bit. I couldn't read irony before you zoomed it, so. Right, Angie? She said the warm-up for that is a gigantic bowl of beans.
Yeah.
Everybody eat beans. We're going to try out this butt tuba.
Beans, and musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. Eat beans at every meal.
Beans, the musical meal. Oh, see, I grew up musical meal.
Let's see
They
here.
changed it at some point.
Shall we go with next year?
Yeah, what else you got?
How about the Ormix machine?
Never heard of it.
Close this out so I can save myself on.
Do any of you out there play an unusual instrument?
Not really.
No, I'm talking to the chat.
These sounds would be generated by drawing on a glass slide.
So yeah,
a light dot would trace the waveform, and the sound generator would provide a tone based on the shape the dot followed.
Huh.
And that's what we were just listening to.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. And she and the lady you see in this in here is the inventor of this
Further drawing
thing.
on 35mm film strips was needed if you wanted to change the character of a note, like the pitch or echo.
I thought if one could break down the whole process into separate parameters, then
she's the inventor there.
In a drawing, which one could go back and rub out, and what one has done. This would both simplify the thing, it would make it much quicker, and I think open up completely new sounds.
Well, isn't that the same as a? Isn't that same as the old phonograph type things where you could record your voice and it would just dent the tin? That's the same thing, isn't it? Just like music boxes are made.
Yeah, similar concept, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just using it. She's using the same concept in a different manner, but it's still the same plucking of the. Yeah. Okay. You have a steel drum, Angie. That's cool. I've always wanted to have some bongo type drums to fuck around with, but I've never bought any. Maybe one day. Geo and Ember are here. Hello, hello.
Hello. Oh, since we were just talking about. Let's see, I just lost the. There it is.
Oh, Ember said I played a theremin in school.
Oh, cool. That's what we have on the title card, the theremin.
Yeah.
Ember, you should talk to Kate, animator Kate. She
Bionic Dance.
Yeah, but that's right. She's been lusting for a theremin for years.
Well, check this out.
I got two of them.
She didn't say that they had one. She just said that she played one, but maybe.
How about water as an instrument?
Oh, cool. Oh, that's wicked.
So it's using different methods of manipulating the water to create sound, music.
So cool.
I do that every time I pee.
Yeah, so do all the 12-year-old boys, Jenny. Hey, Cosmic Kyle said not to blow smoke, but I play a mean bong.
Oh yeah, come on over. Let's have a session.
Right? We all need to get together for that.
And speaking about the theremin, how about an electric one? I don't want to play too much of this, but I don't want to don't want to play too
Too
much of that.
cool.
But you can see it's just using the electrified.
The electric field. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Play for just a second longer.
All
You only played
theremins
it 7
are
seconds.
all theremins are electric.
Yeah, but that's playing just off the field. Like he's not even using
yeah,
anything
yeah.
to.
That's
which is
how they're done. That's how it's done.
Oh.
One the uprated tenor. Let's see, I can't even remember now. I think Amber would know this. Does rhythm, and the other one you use for tonality, notes. I don't remember. God, it's been so long. The original
cool,
theremins were built like what, in the 20s or 30s or something like that, and they were all tube type, and they say they have a different quality sound than the solid state ones.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely. I mean, there's a difference in tone from the old like phonographs and all that to today with what we have with solid state. So yeah, absolutely. Hey, Hans. Oh, Angie Dell asked, you two will have to answer this because I have not spoke to Purple in a while. Where is Purple? Is she okay?
Oh,
so is there a Purple update?
Purple is still cleaning out Slothgirl's apartment, so that was why she couldn't make it here today.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, you know how it is. Cleaning out somebody's apartment is usually a long process,
and it's exhausting emotionally, and it makes it harder to do. And yeah, I know. We when we got in that car accident, my mom ended up in the hospital when I was 18. We had to clean out the house and put it all in storage because someone decided to drive way out in the middle of the country and break into the fucking house and broke the plate glass window and shit. So we had to move all our stuff, and yeah, it was hard. So I get it.
Yeah,
and she died right after that. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember dealing with my dad's place. He lived about 2 hours from me, so I was making basically 2-3 hours from me, so I was making the trips back and forth. I should have probably just gotten a U-Haul and just did it all in one trip, but
yeah. Angie said, "Thank you. I worry about her." Yeah, Angie, we've all been, except for me in the last like week and a half, been trying to keep an eye on her and check on her and stuff. So, she's got the moral support. She just doesn't have the physical support there, unfortunately.
Ember, I think that's a tremendous explanation for the theremin.
And that's exactly what I was thinking, by the way, when I saw the person playing it. That's exactly what I thought. It's like he's playing an invisible harp.
Deep State, that link is in Discord. Come on up.
Yeah, it should be in Purple's Discord. Let me double check, make sure. I'm pretty sure I put it up there.
Yeah, it's in Purple's and Lavender's.
No, I mean it's in they use Discord. Yeah, I put in the Purple's Discord under the MidAmerican chat. So it's in there. At any rate,
Tutors.
we have the water phone.
Well, now I know what instrument they used for all those Vincent Price shows back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe some of those old sci-fi shows.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's like Twilight Zone and all that. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Oh.
Who used a violin bow on it and it changed it all? Yeah. Angie Dell's right. Freddy Krueger sound. That's so cool.
Oh, no, wanted to stop that.
That's very interesting. That looks buildable.
Yeah.
Trees. Hey, Trees. Hey, Trees, do me a favor. Reach over in the chat and smack Geo for that horrible dad joke.
Godzilla, the Godzilla sound of his roaring was actually the gate.
Huh. No, the other one, the question, what do you call a documentary about a trombone? And the answer was a slideshow.
Oh.
That's what I was saying someone smack him for. Tubian, welcome.
I wonder if you could play a wind instrument out of your ass.
I guess you could, but do you want to put your lips back up to it after you farted into it?
I'm pretty sure it's not the same.
I mean, the reason there's like smell and everything is there's little molecules of shit. So I don't really think I want to
go to one of those places that rents instruments to high school kids for band, and rent it there and use it.
Well, we do have
just reminded me of band camp.
We do have whatever the hell this thing is.
The fuck?
Wow, those Amish really need to get better hobbies.
I really like it.
It looks like a cow's udder with the cow's asshole at the top. Like literally, that's what it is.
Looks like she captured and stuffed an alien.
The hell did they make that out of? I'm afraid to ask. It's probably the inside of a cow. Jesus.
It looks like it. Actually, it looks like maybe latex.
Yeah, I know. I was just being a smart ass.
Yeah, we know what they're into if they have that.
Whatever the hell that thing is.
Prolapse acord.
That's pretty much what I was able to dig up in short notice.
I'm sorry to hear that, Tubian, that was a thing. Yeah, didgeridoos are cool too. That's true, Ember.
There's...
Hey, 401, what's up, buddy?
Oh, just the shit hitting the fan, and I'm not going to say anything in public.
Okay.
And I don't say anything bad about people in private. But
oh, I just say bad things to their face. I don't give a shit. If they've wronged me, I'll just say it to their face. Like you know who.
There's only one thing I'm going to say, and it's basically generic.
Basically what?
Because it's generic. Let me shut off the advanced screen switcher. And pull up an image.
Oh, I don't have an issue with you anymore, Angie. I wasn't even talking about you. If you thought that, I'm way past that. I got over that shit a long time ago. Hopefully you did too. We're allowed to have our disagreements. We don't all have to agree on everything. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with how people treat each other.
Okay. This is what appeared on the 3rd. See how I'm with the bot? I made inquiries. And
is there a
couldn't
picture
get
there?
any answers. That's the show's server. I just made inquiries, and I'm
a predator.
Contacting someone ever again, and I swore off contacting anyone there ever again. And this is, let me see if I can get, this is, remember that, video with the shark talking about how shitty Russian tourists are?
No.
I made a video. I don't know how someone considers that a phone number, but I've never put personal information of that nature anywhere. And because I made questions about how I sold that. And there's another image that was, I'm only showing the image. I'm not going to show anything. And I'm probably already screwed. And my life on the internet is probably already over. But I may get this one. You know, it was sad. You weren't banned. You weren't banned. Your family status is there. Your family status is there. So I'm going to save an image right here, and then I'm going to pull it up. And notice the color of the thing. Notice the color. Notice the color.
What picture?
Of my avatar. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up.
Let's put this in.
Oh, because someone did not believe me that I was locked or banned. Look at the color of my meme. Now look at the color of the one underneath. The role was changed, and I was inquiring. And, you know, some people, when you were a significant part of something, and then all of a sudden you can't see anything in the server, you do get emotional. And, you know, I'm probably done. But this is what I was inquiring about. See how the Commander 401 is white, but this one over here is yellow, and everyone who can do anything is yellow? So I'm probably already done, and I just hope that, and that's what I'm showing, is that I could not see anything or post anything you saw that colors. I'm not posting anything that anyone said or anything.
I have no understanding
And
of what's
my
going on here.
No idea.
I don't want us to be.
There's shit going on in the background, and I'm probably done.
I don't
But
want to hear
I made
dirty laundry.
inquiries as to why that happened. No, I didn't do any dirty laundry. I just like the legitimate inquiries.
So you got
I know I'm done.
So you got demoted in some group hoop, and you're finished with them, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do like I do. Leave the damn server. I just leave. I don't have time for that bullshit. Because the bottom line is, when people are assholes, and if you get upset about it, all you're doing is hurting yourself. You're not hurting them. They don't give a shit whether you're hurting or not. And so why give them that power? You know, I just let it go and walk away and just don't speak to them ever again. That's it.
And
welcome.
I don't say bad things, I wound up just venting about, this is the worst that I have ever. In other words, I do not. I just don't talk about people. And there are people who think that I'm running around just willy-nilly. But this is the first time I've said anything. I know I'm done. And I want everyone to please be my friend if you can.
Well, whatever the hell you got going on with this group, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, it just sounds like a bunch of drama, and I'm not being mean or anything. I understand it's frustrating, and I get it, and I'm glad you're able to vent, but getting into the drama of it doesn't help anybody. It just stresses people out.
Yeah,
I mean that as far as being your friend.
Well, I hope you'll be my friend, and I'm just gonna leave that server.
Hey, Nels is here.
I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah, I would. He said, odd instruments. Oh boy. And Mark Caesar is here too. Hi guys.
Hello.
Thanks for coming by. We got segued. We were actually talking about some interesting instruments. We just went through the theremin and what was the other one? Shit, I can't remember the name of it. The one before that.
We had a butt trumpet, a theremin. We had a waterphone.
Waterphone. Thank you.
Somebody using actual water as an instrument.
Yes, that was cool. Yes.
That farting latex alien thing. It might be some kind of altered bagpipe.
So what's our next one we're on to?
Let's see what we got.
You didn't run out, did you? Because I know there's a whole bunch of them.
Oh.
There's all kinds of weird instruments out there. What I love is the kids using the buckets for drums and stuff. That's fucking cool. They get such a good rhythm going. It's amazing.
I think the mandolin is kind of a weird instrument.
Well, could be depending on who you are, I guess.
How about the sound of the Aztec death whistle?
Oh yeah, let's hear that.
Sounded like someone blowing through a really, really tight tube with a leaf of grass on the end. To me.
It sounded like a death scream.
Yeah, it's actually what they're intended to sound like. But see if I got another one here.
That's what I was saying, Mark. I think Commander's a good person and is friendly and kind to everybody, and I don't know why anybody would have anything against them. I agree. Yeah, some people are just toxic and you got to let them go and walk away. You know? See, people don't want to fuck with that with me. I'm autistic, and motherfucker, I've already ditched 2 brothers. Screw with me, I'll ditch you too. I don't give a shit. Treat me like crap, you're gone.
Another one has a little bit different sound. Never heard this one sound like that from one of them.
That is so cool. I've been there. I went down to the Mayan ruins in Mexico. It was amazing. It was fucking beautiful. The people were amazing. And there's Mayans still living down there that are only like 3 feet tall. Just so you guys know. I didn't know that they were still like, I thought with time that most of them would be taller, but they were a really, really short people down there, and they are amazingly talented. They, because you go to the ruins and they're all selling, memorabilia stuff, but it's all homemade. And the work they do to make all that stuff. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's truly art. Exactly, Mark. Thank you for that. Says a lot about them, nothing about you when they are toxic. Exactly, Mark. That's why I just don't speak to certain people, because they're toxic, fucking selfish pricks. But anyways, moving on.
And if they get upset, I just want to say this. All I ever wanted to do was be a friend. That Blood Wrench was the last positive legacy. And everything that I did after that was trying to search for a positive legacy. And it's like, and I didn't say anything that drove any of the friends. Here's what happens. Let's say you're a backup drummer or a drummer for a band that's not famous. It becomes famous. And you're not allowed to even sell peanuts at the stadium. But
okay.
And here you were part of it, and others were part of it. And that's actually why some people. So I know that I'm going to get it. And when you think about it, some of the accusations made against me make no sense. If I was going to see someone, why the hell would I put personal information of them? That doesn't make sense. It does not make sense.
Well, you're telling on yourself if you're the only one with the information, but yeah.
And when you think about it, if coincidences, well, let me just say this. Everything we post on the internet is saved by Google. And if there's a question, even if something is deleted, if you have enough money or enough sway, you can find out what someone posted, even if it's deleted. And somehow...
You can go use the Wayback Machine for that.
Yes. I love the Wayback Machine.
And somehow, right, I was cleared of the accusations. And it's probably healthy after this, but parting ways is good, because coincidences and mistrust make some relationships too upsetting. Literally, when I was in DC, I thought I saw someone that I knew, and I was having a panic attack when I was helping with the protest. Literally, I thought I saw someone that I knew, and I was having a panic attack. And Beck, what's one of the reasons why you stopped showing up somewhere? Didn't you say it was on air at one point? It was because just couldn't get a word in edgewise, and why show up someplace where you can't talk?
Yes, that has happened to me on 2 different platforms, where there was like, they let a bunch of people in, then only 3 people were talking, and they would just they never stopped and just interrupted and shit like that. Yeah, that's happened twice to me.
And to everyone in the DSA, you're my friend. And the DSA was created so that if you wanted to hang out, we could. Please be my friend. I honestly
You
do
don't need to
not.
ask for friends. Plenty of us like you. The problem is that there's people out there that are just assholes, and it doesn't matter. It's nothing to do with you. People are just assholes, and you need to remember that. Like, don't worry about what they're doing. Fuck them. If they don't want to be your friend, fuck them. If they don't want to, if they don't see what they're gonna miss, then fuck them. That's how I feel about it. That's one of the good things about having the tism is I can just be like, nope, I'm not dealing with you, and I'll just fucking walk away. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna stay loyal. I'm not gonna stay subscribed. I'm not gonna do all that shit. So someone will fucking like me. If you don't like me, tough fucking shit. I'm honest and I'm straightforward and I don't lie. And if you don't want to hear the truth and you're one of those people that say you do, then don't fucking talk to me because I'm gonna tell it to you. And if people don't like me for that, I don't give a shit. Fuck them. I'd rather have 4 amazing friends than 20 okay, sort of okay friends. No, fuck that.
And when I got back from Europe, right, and Biden dropped out, and I'm not saying this to do anything more than if someone sees this and gets pissed off. I wrote Purple a check which is good enough to get her to the Netherlands. And I am saving money. I'm postponing my move to Virginia to get enough money together for a bunch of people who are on fixed incomes at the DSA, just in case that situation would arise. And, all I can do is just let it fall where it may, but that basically Purple can do nothing for me. And I gave Purple 500. And I'm saving money for a few other people. I can't help everyone, but if anyone is in need, I try. I only have 2, maybe 3 more weeks before I have to move because we're not going to be able to stay in this place another month.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Mark
Caesar.
Caesar. Mark said, hey, if someone doesn't want to be your friend for any reason, they will never be a good friend. Your best bet is to get them out of your life. I agree. Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, you are best to get them out of your life. Sorry, Mark. I don't know. I just, everybody has to remember that we're gathering people. We're gathering people from all over the world and all over the United States, and there's no way all of us are going to get along. That's just not going to happen. There's going to be conflicts of personality. There's going to be conflicts of interest, politics, religion, whatever. So we're never all going to get along, for sure. But I'm sure as hell not going to keep somebody in my life and act like a friend to them when they backstab me and treat me like shit or whatever. I'm just not going to do that. So I'd rather, like I said, have 1 to 4 good friends than 20 meh sort of friends. So what's this one?
Well, I saw a number of videos saying this is the weirdest instrument on Amazon. So. So that's whatever the heck that thing is.
It's called a kawaii, is what it says. Man, these people must really be bored.
That is bizarre
and irritating. That sound is horribly irritating.
My personal favorite instrument right now are those chickens that go.
And no, that's the kwai. That's not the name of the instrument. That's basically just meaning cute.
Oh. Okay. Well, never mind. We don't know the name of the instrument. I don't know if you want to call that an instrument. That looks like a child's toy. That sound was more irritating than the kazoo, and that's saying something.
Well, even a child's instrument can be pleasant to listen to if it's in the right hands. Who is it? I haven't seen it in a long time. Is it Jimmy Fallon that has the bit where they take a local, or not a local band, a famous band of some sort, and they bring them into like a really tight situation where like there's 20 people in this small space, and they play all children's instruments, like the children's piano and all the kind of stuff. They do it really well. It's just an impromptu thing that they do. It's not the same people twice.
No, I don't know what show that is. I've never seen that.
Looking it up, it's called an automaton.
Okay.
Automaton. That's what that thing was.
I think
so. They probably pronounce it automaton.
Yeah, maybe.
I think an instrument that I think people don't even regard as an instrument, but I think it is based on how much you can do with it, instead of just a tool. And that's the auto-tune. Is that what it's called? That it's used a lot in making music today on the professional level.
Oh yeah, auto-tune. Yeah.
Yeah, improves the voice. It isn't very good. There's a guy out in the internet somewhere. Who knows? Something that developed on TikTok is people taking animal sounds, like you got a cat and it makes a really weird sound, and these people sample that sound and then turn it into an instrument, or at least a note, so you can synthesize more notes on it and make it in part of the band, and actually do music. The one I saw yesterday was really pretty interesting. He used a husky, that did the husky talking kind of thing, and turned it into an instrument, and it was really very nice. It's like a 2-3 minute song or something like that. Wrote some lyrics. It was really funny. I wonder if it's. I'm gonna go see if I have that one. Somebody said they're going to send it to me.
Oh,
here it is.
What you got?
Okay, I can play it here, so you'll be hearing it through my headphones and stuff. But this is it. It's called "The Kiffness," Kiffniss, by Haiku the Husky. Ancient Husky melody, full version. Here it goes.
Oh,
no,
can't hear it.
No, I can't either.
Touche.
Hold on. I believe this is what you were looking for.
Aw, okay.
Sing.
And basically, the guy turns into a whole song. I don't want.
That's
I don't
awesome.
Want to play the guy's whole thing, but
that's awesome.
Give you an idea. He does that with a whole bunch of different animals. And
that's awesome. That's fucking great. Kiffness, huh? Okay.
That's the name of the dog, though. But yeah, this guy does a whole bunch of different things with animals like this. He's got.
Well, no, his name is the Kiffness. The channel name is what I mean.
Okay, the Kiffness. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll have to look him up real quick. Now that my internet's back, I can be online better. Whew. It was horrible there for 2 days.
Let me get the guy's link so you guys put it in the chat.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to do. Never mind. Just let you do it then. The Bring Me to Life automaton cover was kind of good. Huh. Bring Me to Life.
Channel. So you can check them out.
Thanks, Mage.
There's one more. See, we'll get one more example here. Share this one instead. So you got the.
Hold on, that is fucking hilarious, man. Oh, you killed me on that one. I love animals doing shit though. That's just, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to play too much of the guy's stuff, but you know.
I was gonna say, how is that an unusual animal?
We'll look at unusual
instrument.
Well, I'd say using an animal as an instrument is fairly unusual.
Okay, what do you do? Like pull the cat's tail and it meows correctly, or?
My guess is it's auto-tuned.
Hi, Porpoise.
A little bit, yeah.
We lost Jenny. Jenny posted something. Come back, Jenny.
I don't think Jenny's going to take me up on my offer for the laptop.
What laptop?
I bought a new Lenovo, so I said, hey, I have this old laptop. I'll take my operating system off, send it out to you if you want. I promise you'll like having a laptop. And she's like, oh yeah, but I still won't have internet. It's like it's not just internet. There's software that works much better on a laptop.
Oh yeah, that's just the video.
Yeah, but she doesn't have any. She doesn't have any way to get internet to a computer. That's the problem she has, I believe.
Seeing 1, 2, 3.
That's why she has to use her phone. Hi, Jenny.
Hi. I didn't realize I got cut off there. That's the post in I put is if anybody wants to hear that dog thing on the
I already played it.
Oh, okay.
And put the link to the guy's channel.
He's actually got a link on there where there's like a kid from Africa singing, and he makes it into a song, and it's like the pinned one on his page. It's really cool. You guys should check that out.
So I think the auto tune is a legitimate instrument when you can do that much with it.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
And this Porpoise, I would still be more than happy to do with you that laptop thing. You didn't talk any more about it, so I didn't do that.
Yeah, you will need to send me your address someplace where you can trust.
Okay, I will. I will do that. Could you? Oh, we'll ask it later.
I mean, if you're on Blue Sky, just DM me there or whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
I can do that.
When are we all moving over to Blue Sky? We need to have like a community live stream in the evening about Blue Sky so we can see if everybody's flipping over there or not. Because it seems like everything's still on Twitter.
Well, I think there's a feature everyone is waiting for that Twitter has, but Mastodon and Blue Sky do not yet, and that's group chats.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Blue Sky doesn't do group chats yet? They started the DMs.
Yeah, they started doing DMs, so they don't have a group chat.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't realize that didn't happen.
And if we did Mastodon, we'd have to have someone set up a server that we would all be on.
I mean,
but Mastodon still doesn't have a way to private message other people on it.
My son's such a goddamn pain in the ass for me.
What do you mean? It has great Linux and programming help. That's the one thing that distinguishes it from Tumblr. So no unusual instruments here. Well, other than the fact that I played the baritone, which was kind of unusual, but
Hell, I
Oh,
even
yeah.
downloaded Tribal because of you guys. I have Blue Sky Tribal. I don't use any of that shit. Threads.
Oh, we'll just take Athena and you blow into her butt and see what kind of sound you get out, whatever.
Wow.
I would probably get scratched in the face, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Would that be a reed instrument or
Hey, Athena!
Oh my god. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying a word.
No comment.
Sorry, I got distracted. I'm back.
Okay.
Little tism type distraction there.
It's like censor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ember, I'm the same way. I'm not a big social media type person. I just use it for communication. And I only really use Twitter's feed just to post videos that I think are important, that I think our community would like to see. Right now I'm doing stuff about the politics, of course. But yeah, I don't hang out on social media. I don't check it all the time. And if you guys ever message me and you're like, damn, Beck hasn't answered me, it's been a week. It's not you. It's just that I forgot to go look. So
Oh.
the drone flute hands. Go ahead.
I am very heavy into doing Twitter right now because of the campaigns and stuff.
Yeah, the problem is Twitter. The only thing I think you're going to succeed at Twitter is preaching to the choir, because the content selection algorithms aren't going to mostly get to the people who need to hear it. Unless you call Trump weird, they're really hating that.
Well, there's enough red folk who aren't looking to get away from that loser that I think it's worth my time to be there and help them across that bridge. Because it really matters to all of us very, very much what happens.
Yes.
I can't
It's going to affect everybody that's not rich and white in a bad way.
I can't imagine. Sorry. Is that Commander?
Go ahead, Porpoise. You got the floor.
No.
No, it was just coming weird through on my headphones and it didn't sound right. What was I going to say? I think if Republicans don't want to be called weird, they shouldn't elect a candidate who told a story about dolphin porn. The couch story is not true, but funny.
I think it is absolutely screaming hilarious that out of everything that has gone on in this campaign so far, that they're absolutely hitting the ceiling about using the word weird.
You may or may not fuck couches while watching dolphin porn, but oddly enough, that's not the strangest thing that's happened this election cycle either.
Yeah.
The problem is he shared an image with the words bolded, which means he searched for it.
I saw I don't know if it was legitimate, but there was a supposed tweet from Elon Musk that says if anybody uses the word weird, they're going to get thrown out of the application.
I mean, you know how many fellas were using the word weird to describe Musk? Just about every one of them. And they were basically, okay, dare me. They were like, and these people are weird. This one's weird. That one's weird. And they were showing pictures of all the weirdos on the internet dressed up in a weird amount of Trump gear doing weird things. So, and Battle, I do have the floor. I put a link in the chat. That is the only thing with any numbers at all that went into the chat that November. It's a link to a video about a shark making fun of tourists, Russian tourists. That's the only thing.
I'm still wondering what that battery boat and shark thing is. That does.
Well, here's the thing, right? Ever since Bruce the shark ate the Russian tourist off the coast of Egypt, the people who hate democracy and love Putin have had enmity for sharks. I'm serious. It's been a thing if you've picked up on it. So,
I just don't see.
I'm making a joke here. Because he would prefer electrocution over sharks. But tiger sharks are kittens.
Anyway, on the drone flute was something like this what you were talking about? Got the walking stick drone flute. He's playing a... He's got the traffic behind him.
Duluth, Minnesota, huh? That's a very nice sounding instrument.
Yes, it
That's
is.
Beautiful. I was just putting that in the chat. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Yeah, I have this weird thing where anything that sounds kind of native to me, it really sounds beautiful and amazing. Anything that sounds kind of Native American, I don't know what it is, but like it emotionally affects me when the rest of the world dines. Like, well, shit happens, you know. But
that's one. Okay.
Yes, that one. Yeah. There you go.
Maybe you were a member of the 7th Cavalry in a previous life.
So you guys, I put in the chat there because Ember mentioned that Kamala Harris's organization is hiring, and they are, and there's a shit ton of jobs on there. There's a bunch of them that are online. There's multiple states listed. If you're in Delaware, there's a whole bunch in Delaware, Wilmington specifically, on that list. So if you're in that area, that might help you out. But yeah, it's a lot of like there's IT and security and organizers and coordinators, directors, you know, all that stuff. So yeah, check it out if you have some kind of a degree that I don't have. So
what degree do you have?
I don't have a degree. I got a degree in life.
You have a degree, 98.6.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, during COVID, every time I went in the office and they did the forehead thing, it always came up 97.3. I told you I'm a cool customer.
Measuring on the forehead is usually a little bit cooler.
It's true. That's a radio station frequency.
Yep, you're right. It is.
Analytics, Battleground HQ.
See, there's correspondence coordinators, communications associates, rapid response, bunch of video producer stuff. There's a bunch of IT and security right below that. Analysts, operations managers, special assistant to voter protection and access. There's platforms managers for all of the social media, digital shit.
Grassroots fundraising.
Yeah. Yeah, mobilization, travel coordinator, HQ administrative assistant, climate engagement director, director of political operations. So there's just a lot of opportunities there.
Vice president.
There's more below down there, but I don't know if that's repetitive or what. I didn't dig that far into it yet. So
yeah, I'm not sure what all this is.
Just more opportunities. See, like right there, click on that one that says organizer multiple states. Click on
if they could
please.
If they could pay me in cash, I'd apply.
What is this? Sure details. So this is what that is.
Oh, okay. So this is organizing in your area, and they're going to pay you to do it. And supposedly, from what I saw online when I searched it, the pay's really good. So, if you guys are in one of those areas, jump on it.
Well, it looks like I just got hired, so.
No, Mark, no Celsius here. Sure, Mark, Celsius. About 21 degrees-ish.
Parp, what did you say?
I said more than likely, I just got hired for a different job.
Well, that sucks.
Well, it's actually good for me, but...
Oh, well, that's good.
I would like to see what our political platform is going to be.
I think it's going to be whatever the Democratic Party platform is going to be, so...
So she won't actually have a platform.
It's probably going to be just a continuation with some minor changes here or there.
Have any of you heard the rather bad information that has been coming through lately? Trump has been going around. Now, we all heard him say that line where he says, "Oh, you don't have to worry about voting next in 4 years. Things will be so fixed and taken care of. You don't have to vote." Well,
yep. Don't worry, Christians.
We all understand what that means. He is now out there saying, "You don't have to vote for me this election because I already have enough votes."
Yeah, and then he turns around.
Couple that with, there are 5 of the 7 battleground states. I think it was 5 out of 7. 5 of them for sure are all run by MAGA people who are in charge of the elections in those states. And that's kind of like a not a good thing.
No, it's not really. I thought there's 2 states that are Trump states. Okay, so out of the 7, this is the last statistics I saw yesterday. 4 of them were for Kamala, 2 of them are for Trump, and 1 of them is tied.
Well, I'm not saying,
but now I'm not saying that the electorate will not change that, but that's where we stand poll wise.
I'm not saying Jenny's wrong here, but where are you getting this source, Jenny?
Let's see, Rachel Maddow.
Oh, that's not very good.
Nice. Well, I completely disagree.
I do too.
She's not the worst source. She's not the best one though either. So, any other sources?
I think I've heard other people mention it, but I don't know if they had an original source, if they were just listening to Rachel Maddow as well. Regardless, if it's true, we're in very serious trouble. What it means is that somebody can get put in office by, the January 6th people who were doing it then that the crowds wanted to kill, that they can fuck with things and manipulate it there. The danger is that, okay, if you're in a big city or something like that, it's going to be really hard to screw with an election and to get a district's votes to not be certified or something like that. But it would be real easy to do in a small county in whichever state. And when you have one district that's not certifying their votes, the whole state can't certify. So all they need is some apparatchik at the local level in one county in each state, and they can completely fuck this thing up.
Yeah, the problem with MSNBC is that viewers who watch MSNBC tend to be just as misinformed as Fox News viewers, just in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that's why I don't really trust it. I mean, the silence is not a good source.
Mm-hmm.
This is sad. Let me post this.
I would trust it for non-political stuff the same way I trust Fox. So.
Yeah. Tell me that's not fucked up. The United States has been the only democracy in the 21st century that still uses an electoral college to select its executive president. The other democracies that use an electoral college for these elections switched to direct elections in the 19th or 20th century. In other words, some of them switched in the 1800s, and we are still using it because, Christians are definitely like abused and treated horribly in this nation. They don't have any power.
It was intended, the Electoral College was intended to preserve the power of the slave states because they were always underpopulated relative to the North. And that's why it really exists past, past the Civil War.
Well, it's not just that. It's also the technology in the 18th century could not keep up with even the population voting all at once. It was just easier to do it that way and count in smaller groups. It's also a relic of outdated technology.
The Electoral College is definitely our enemy, but every time you mention the Electoral College, be sure that you recognize and tell the people you're talking to that it is a constitutional amendment that will be required to change that.
Yes. Sadly.
And it's far outlived its usefulness.
And the southern states will never let it.
Yeah, it's just a tool so people can manipulate now. That's all it is. It has no other use.
It's good when it is leaning towards your needs, and bad if it's leaning to the other guy.
The thing is, gerrymandering is a problem, and both parties do it. Don't think it's just Republicans.
Oh no, it's both. It's absolutely both.
It's just Republicans have been in power for the past 40 years. So the states are gerrymandered towards Republicans.
Well, and
the Republicans right now
gerrymandering.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
I started first that time. That's okay. The gerrymandering that the Republicans are currently trying to do is so horrible that all the states are going, no, you're not doing that, because they are really like trying to change the entire map. They're not just adjusting things. They're trying to change the entire map. And even the states, actually, Jenny and I were talking about that, I think a couple weeks ago. Even the states are rejecting it and saying, no, we're not doing that because it's illegal. You can't do what you're trying to do.
Well, it's all going to go to the Supreme Court. And if it goes to the Supreme Court, we will not win.
Yeah, did AOC...
Well, unless AOC gets her way. Yep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is already got impeachment paperwork on the fucking, filed and everything, and they're working on it for Alito and Thomas. Like those guys are going down. This is the year where people who are too high up and are abusing power and can go down are going to go down. This is the time, because finally somebody gets some balls to fucking do something about it.
Now, I wish I could have taken up John Oliver's offer for $1 million a year in a motor coach.
Oh, I'd fucking please give me a motor coach and ask me to live in it for whatever. Yeah, give me
$1 million a year.
Yes. Yeah, $1 million. I'll go. I'm good. Just give me $1 million one time. I can live off it for the rest of my fucking life off the interest, because the interest off of that would be more than I make every month.
Well, he was giving Thomas $1 million a year for the rest of his life. I don't even think I need interest at that point. I don't even think I could spend $1 million. Well, I might be able to.
Hello, Heidi's Corner. How are you doing?
Goes faster than you think.
I would have a lot of fun with that kind of money.
Especially with a motor coach, there'd be a lot of places I want to travel.
Portable fuck station is always good.
Why would an asexual need that?
Yeah, say that again, Porpoise. I didn't understand.
Said, why would an asexual need something like that?
Well,
okay, here you go. With $1 million invested, you will get $46,700 per year in interest. A lot of retirees gradually shift to more stable retirement income funds. Blah, blah, blah. Never mind. Anyways, the point is, $46,000. I've only made money like that when I was a truck driver and I was busting my ass and ripping my logs out and working sometimes 24 hours straight.
Well, remember,
that year I made $52,000.
Income of that sort is taxable.
Well, even with the
Well,
taxes.
yeah, but even if after you take the taxes out, Jenny, it's still more than I usually make.
Well, I'm not
You're still going to
disagreeing
get
with
more
you.
than 37 grand. Yeah. Oh no, I know you're not. I'm
Yeah.
clarifying.
And since it's $1 million per year, you can keep investing it if you want.
I don't know who Heidi's Corner is, but hello and thanks for joining us. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Mark. In order to have that kind of money and really live off the interest, you have to be a tight ass, and I am. And I don't give a shit about spending a bunch of money. I am a minimalist. I don't want for much. So if somebody like gifted me, you don't even have to make it $1 million. Just gift me 500,000. If somebody gifted me 500,000, I'd never have to work again.
Well, go for the million
totally
because
good.
after taxes, it'll be about 500,000.
But it was $1 million per year for the rest of Thomas's life.
Yeah. He should have jumped on that before he started getting impeached.
Well, the reason he wasn't going to do that was because he'd have to give up his power. He'd have to resign.
Oh, I understand that.
Well, that's the big drug, not the money. I mean, for some hack like Bob Menendez, who stole all the gold bars and stuff like that, and says, "Well, it's just temporary." You know? Oh God, I'm glad he was convicted.
Ember said Becky got ripped off. What was that rate? 20 cents. No, actually, I started driving truck in 2006. Actually, literally started driving in 2007 in first week of January because I had to wait for my mentor. So yeah, that was January 2007, and the going rate at that point was 28 cents a mile. I eventually got bumped up to 32, then went and got another job that got me 38, then went and got another job that got me 42. And eventually I ended up with 46 cents a mile. And at 46 cents a mile, I made about 45 grand that year, and literally only took breaks when it was DOT mandated.
All right, Ember and Beck, you both win capitalism.
Geez, in the late 70s. In the late 70s,
so yeah,
I got 50 cents a mile.
The point is that truck drivers, I don't know about now. I've looked at the rates recently, and they're way higher now. They're almost double of what they used to be. So I'm glad for that, because it is a really rough, exhausting toll on your body job. It will fuck your body up if you don't take care of yourself. So
Mark Caesar, you're absolutely correct about that. It does, but you're not talking about people with a brain who understand the concept of investing. You're talking about people who blew through their entire huge Powerball winnings in a matter of months.
Yep.
These are idiots.
Yeah,
most people.
Well, they're the kind of people that would vote for Trump. It's that level of idiot.
Well, honestly, if I got a lot of money, I would probably do something like that, but at least for a little bit, because there will be things I want or things.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The large chunk of money for me would go into high earning savings or something like, one of those things. And I'd have a little bit of fun with a little bit of it and then just put the rest of it in the bank.
Yeah, I would buy the equipment that I need for the tiny home community, which was just way less than $100,000, probably 60, 70 grand. And then I think I would invest it all in the tiny home community, the first like couple $100,000, and then the rest I would just invest and live off of. Yeah, that's the only thing. I don't need anything. I have more shit than I need. I need to start giving some stuff away.
I would also buy a Baptist church and donate it to the local Pride Center.
Yeah, I get myself only a few acres of land. Yeah, I get myself a few acres of land and have that farm I've wanted, with build my own house.
No, it doesn't have to be Westboro Baptist. Just a certain type of Baptist. I mean, not all Baptists are like that, but most are. Or at least most of the vocal ones are, let me put it that way.
Nels, if I came into a windfall of cash, I would get more instruments. We know you would. You go out and buy those like expensive, high-end, shit. Like you'd have them hang. All your walls would be covered in instruments if you had $1 million. I'm sure.
What kind of instruments?
You get all those expensive. What was I thinking? The antique ones.
Oh, musical instruments.
There's some out there that. Whew, I mean, for $1 million, really, he could probably only get 2 violins.
I think I would
That's just 2 high-end violins there.
I think I would do like a retro studio setup, and maybe like do the YouTube channel just for something to do, like the 1930s, 40s microphones, make it look like an old radio studio.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Okay, that kind of retro. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I would gravitate towards. Other people might.
Yeah, Amber, I was tempted there for a minute, but my 2 cats kept me from going back over the road, which is probably good because it's not. I'm not good with a stagnant lifestyle. I've been sitting here for a month and I've gained 13 pounds in 1 month, just because I'm not working. So that's me. So that's why truck driving's bad. Well, that and it's hard on your kidneys. But I almost went back to it.
I'll be right back.
Money.
Speaking of which, I finally got my bike unchained. Now I have to go buy a new lock.
Oh, well, I'm glad you got it unchained. That's excellent.
Yeah. Why was you unchained?
So it wouldn't get stolen.
You lost the key?
Yeah, I lost the key, and it wasn't. Yeah. It was easier just to destroy the lock than try to lockpick it.
I know, spooky, right? Sorry, Mage.
Was master locks?
It was just a little padlock.
No big deal. Easy to replace. Easy to pick too.
Well, it might be easier to pick to someone who doesn't have autism and the coordination problems that go with that, along with coordination problems that go with having hypermobility syndrome usually.
I know how coordination issues can be.
So yeah, the hacksaw was the best choice. Or a hammer.
Bolt cutters.
I think for that type of lock, generally a hammer is the best choice, but...
Yes, Mark Caesar, there are people out there that can pick locks disturbingly quick.
That's not my
that's why I prefer combination locks.
Yeah, I saw this one video of this guy with a master lock. What can I pick this lock with? And you actually use a feather to pick the damn thing.
Yeah. Becky reminded me of a story about last summer.
Huh.
But it's not... I was going through a friend's password script, and I realized it's like, hey, you're actually reducing the number of possible passwords each iteration here. So I went through and tried to work out all the math, which I'm not going to bore you with that because it's combinatorics, and combinatorics is a pain in the posterior.
We wouldn't understand it anyways, Porpoise. It's okay. Go ahead.
Not without a wipe. You probably would eventually, but it's just not that interesting. And I got through all of it, and she's like, oh yeah, you can. My script, I can turn that off. And I'm like, you let me go through all of that before telling me this.
That you could have just turned it off and not had to deal with it. Damn you.
And then she was like, oh, I thought you needed the practice.
Tell her you prefer paying hobbies. Oh, shit. That's funny.
Speaking of which, I'm going to have to rebuilding investment.
Yeah, I do want to say really quick, Ember said, I just got under 90 kilos. Shit is so hard. Ember, you look amazing. I am so fucking proud of you. I really am. Like, truly. I'm not just saying this because you're here. I actually said this to someone else on the side the other day. I'm just really proud of you. You're really coming into yourself, and I'm happy for you. And I love that you're smiling more and laughing more. And yeah, so I'm just really happy for you. And you look great.
And never become a substitute teacher.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I just want to get a calculator. Or I'm actually the lightest I have been in since high school. I figure out it's like 2.2 pounds per kilo. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have, but yes, we are very happy for everybody. And if anyone tells you that you shouldn't be happy with yourself, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Well, I wrote up in our chat thing that I was to the doctors and they did a weigh-in on me, and I have lost all the weight that I regained from last time I was dieting, but then ended up getting suicidal.
Yeah, it's always fun, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's kind of nice, and I hope I can keep it going.
Good for you, Jenny. That's awesome. I mean, it's hard for me to lose weight. I don't know. It's like, I think, and one of the reasons I'm going to move to Indiana, I think this elevation is not good for me. Ever since I've lived here, I've felt tired. I have passed out 4 times now. Never passed out before in my life, ever. I mean, I've only been knocked out 1 time in my life, and that was when my chin hit the floor, and it was like a 95-pound uppercut, and it knocked me out for about a minute and a half. But I was out for like 45 minutes, and I think this elevation, this environment is just not good for me. I don't think I work well with it. But shit, now I don't know where I was going.
Have you been to a doctor about the pain and spells?
Oh yeah, they say there's nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with the heart monitors. Nothing wrong. Did a CT on my neck because I gave myself some really bad whiplash last Friday when I got food poisoning. I puked and was shitting so quick that my blood pressure tanked. And I mean, it tanked really fucking fast. And after I left the bathroom the 3rd time, I did not make it back to my chair. And passed out on the floor. Mind you, I'm in a tiny home, so I hit some shit on the way down. But that wasn't the bad part. My neck is like, yeah. But they did a CT on it, and the doctor said that he said, "Well, we saw something incredible on the CT," and I went, "Incredible as in good, or incredible as in oh, I'm fucked?" Like that's what I was thinking, right? And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he said, "We can actually see your muscle spasm on the CT." And I said, "Shut the fuck up!" And he goes, "No, I swear, I saw it myself." And he said, "That's how bad of a muscle spasm you have in your neck right now." Showed up on the CT. No, Mark Caesar, you do not have to do that. I don't know if you would have to do that with older vehicles, but I didn't have to do that with my vehicle.
You do have to do it with older vehicles, and today's vehicles read the barometric pressure and make their own adjustments.
And that's what I thought. Thank you, Jenny. Barometric pressure. That's how they do it. Yeah, no, I didn't have to mess with my vehicle, but mine's a 2019, so you know, I have seen some vehicles going down the road from out of state, and they're older vehicles, and they're not running properly, and they're from places like Arizona and shit, and they're up here, so maybe that's what's doing it, and they don't know it. Hey, Jimmy. I gonna say, but yeah, the elevation really it affects you, and that's why athletes come up to elevations like up here and into the Rockies and Denver and shit to train, because if you can train in this higher elevation, you go back down. Like, I know when I go back down, I'm gonna have the most amount of energy I've ever had in my life. I know that's what it's gonna feel like. So I'm like ready. I'm ready to get off this fucking 7,500-foot rock.
About the horse playing a piano.
Okay. Even if I'm not so sure about the elevation, why Indiana?
Because my best friend lives in outside of Indianapolis, and I have a place cheap to park my house, and it'll be like half the rent I pay now, and so the money every month will help them, and the lack of money every month will help me. So kind of a win-win, and I'll be closer to Tamala because eventually, once she's ready, we're going to start dating, so full-time. So she's in Pennsylvania, so it gets me a little closer. And it was an offer given to me, and I'm just going to take it because what I'm waiting for is the tiny home community opportunity to start. But I am not the person putting in money, so the 3 people that are putting in money have to be ready for that. So I'm waiting.
Well,
yeah.
The one thing Indiana needs is more blue voters.
Well, I tell you what, they're going to get one more. I was thinking about it, and I think what I'm going to do, not that it would matter here because I'm in such a blue state that my vote is not going to matter here, but I was thinking of staying because I was planning on leaving in October. But then I was thinking maybe I should stay till the 5th of November and vote and then leave. Because when I go to Indiana, it's going to be a bitch for me to get registered and everything and vote in time. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Do you think I should leave like a week before the election and try to get registered quickly in Indiana so I can get that blue vote in that red state?
There might be a way you can register to vote now. I don't know. And Ember, it's Gen Con in Indiana, not Dragon Con, which is going on right now. I have a badge there, but.
Hey, Renee. Have a great day at work. Good seeing you. Thanks for the thumbs up. And if you didn't give this amazing stream with all these wonderful people that I'm lucky enough to talk to on here a thumbs up, then you're a slacker. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Have a great day. Yeah, Mark, I'm always full of energy when I go down. I meant off the mountain, bro. But yeah, I like that too. Mark, she's actually working on it still, and that's why she hasn't been streaming. It's just a lot, and she's, I'm sure, emotionally exhausted, and she's got to dig through all that stuff. And like we were saying earlier, I know what it's like. It's really not easy to do that. It takes everything you can to get up and go work on it. So yeah, she's still working on it, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's my plan. So maybe I'll leave the end of October and see how quick I can get registered. Wait a minute, do you have to have a some kind of paperwork with a permanent address to get registered to vote? Or you just write it? You just write it in, right? They don't check it.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Too good. Behave.
I think I just had them register when I changed over my driver's license.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. That's like when I changed my name and I had to go to the clerk of the court office to, or county clerk, whatever it was, clerk of the courts, I think, to pay them for the fee. And when I went in there, they were like, "Oh, do you want to register to vote?" And I said, "Oh, no, I already am. I'm good." But yeah, so.
Everyone, I'm going to have to get going soon. Nice hanging out. Please be my friend. And this right here is not personal info. I don't know how anyone could confuse this as personal info. It is a link to a video of a shark making fun of Russian tourists and how shitty they are.
Oh my God, how could you?
That's why I was cleared of the accusations being made. Because that's the only thing with numbers that I posted that day.
That's just a YouTube
If
video
anyone,
ID. How is that
yeah, I
personal info?
know. I don't know. But a few days later, I found out that I was accused of something and that I was cleared of it.
But there's also an issue people seem to not understand the difference between personal info and personally identifiable info. Because if there's one thing I
Well,
hate...
there was nothing like that. Well, anyway, finish your sentence and I'll go.
Now, someone was trying to debate me over AI, and first of all, I hate YouTube's debate culture to begin with most of the time. It doesn't serve a purpose other than entertainment, but I do love a good dumpster fire. Don't get me wrong. And I just ask them, it's like, hey, what's your background? Or do you have a degree? And they're like, I don't give out personal info. It's like, that was a yes or no question. Technically, it's personal info that you have one, but telling me you have a degree tells me nothing else about you.
No, yeah, that's no.
Well,
that's not
and
personal.
the thing is,
it is in a way personal info, but I mean, it's also could be common knowledge. Someone could look up the fucking college and probably find out if you went there. You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
Can I give a perfect? Can I give a perfect example of how? So
can I finish?
I'm sorry.
Can I finish first? That may be relevant to this. I didn't ask what school he went to. It was just, do you have a degree in the relevant field?
That's personal. I feel like if someone says that's personal information, that is telling you, and I'm pretty sure about this, that they do not have a degree.
That's what I took it to mean.
In whatever that was you were talking, or maybe at all. That's like, someone saying, you ask somebody a question and they don't want to answer yes because they don't want to admit it, but then they don't answer. Well, we already know it's yes. It's the same thing.
Usually if it's followed up by some sorry, go
ahead. Anyway, everyone knows that Tiny Captain is a ship captain. And I think he may have disclosed on the stream before I went to Ukraine the ship that he was on. And just as I got to the border, when I was at the border checkpoint going into Ukraine, whose account, which he managed to recover, had been hacked, and it started trying to send me malicious files. So just by him possibly, I don't remember, but this is my theory, that he showed off the ship and then the fuckers did the necessary research to find enough information to compromise his account. So, because he's the only captain on a ship. That's just a theory on how it happened. So yeah, you gotta be careful. Goodbye, everybody, and have a great day.
You too, 401. Later.
If I had asked for where... Yeah, there's a difference between personal information and personally identifiable information. Just telling me you have a degree is not... Yeah, it's personal information about you, but I'm not going to be able to tell anything else about you.
Yeah, PI and PII is not the same thing. True.
Now,
if here's my thing. I hate it when people do that, right? They try to act like two things are the same thing. If they were the same thing, they would have the same fucking name. There would not be two different identifiers for two different things if they were the same. If it's a rock and a crystal, they call them if it's two rocks, they're not going to call it a rock. They're going to call them rocks. So why people take two different things and try to make them the same, I have no idea. They're obviously named differently for a reason.
Well, a crystal could be a subset of rocks. I'm not a geologist. I would think it falls under that category, but...
You know what I'm saying, though. I was just using a general analogy. I'm not a geologist. I have no fucking idea what... I thought crystals were just minerals, but isn't everything a mineral out there? One form or the other. That's like
No,
rock
some
or
things are
crystal-ish.
elements.
Okay, well there you go. That shows you how much I don't know. I don't know shit. Uneducated people, I told you.
Being educated. Being educated doesn't make you smart, though, either.
You gotta tell me that. I've had so many bosses, managers, directors, blah, 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 that were fucking ignorant as hell and would tell me to do shit that in a way that made it longer and harder and with the same outcome that I would have had more effectively. And I have to do it their way because they tell me to. And then I'm stuck sitting there. It's like it feels like there's a 12-year-old telling me what to do every day. I don't have a problem with authority. I have a problem with ignorant authority.
Really? I get told what to do by teenagers all the time.
Yeah, well, I don't work
Under
with
no
kids,
obligation
though.
to listen to them, but
I don't work with kids, though. That's the problem. If I worked with kids, then I'd expect a 12-year-old to tell me what to do. But when it's someone in their 40s and they have the wisdom and intelligence of a 12-year-old, it's very, very frustrating to be taught. And they talk down to me because they have a problem with me because they're intimidated. And I'm not saying I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just it's a fact. This information came from someone else who noticed it and told me this is what's going on. And I was like, who could I possibly intimidate? Like, I am the nicest guy in the world. I didn't believe him until someone else said something about it 2 years later in a totally different state. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, there might be something to this. But they're intimidated by me because I'm honest and I'm straightforward and I look them in the fucking eye and I tell them the truth. And I'm not stupid. And any job that I can do without a degree, I can pick up on in usually 2 weeks. If it's really complicated, it might take me a month. And then at 3 months, I'm bored.
I usually just point to Ben Shapiro.
Well, who doesn't point to him for something? Like stupidity.
He is highly educated, though.
Crystals are one of the very... Mark said crystals are one of the very few places where you get right angles in nature. And Ember said crystals can be rocks and often are, but not always, like sex and gender, not the same, right?
Listen, as a computer scientist, the only genders I recognize are 0 and 1. Okay, it wasn't funny the first time I told that joke.
Dun-dun-dun, Tish. Porpoise, the look on your face.
Yeah, it wasn't funny the first time I told the joke. It's not going to be that.
But yet she tries and tries again. Oh, you guys kill me. Crack me up, all of you. Well, see, there you go. Crystals can be rocks and often are. See, I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, I was thinking.
What's the definition of a rock then? Just like a formation of minerals and elements? Is that what the definition of a rock? Like,
I believe it's a piece of inorganic matter that's an atheist.
Well, I mean, that is true.
Rocks are atheists.
Sometimes that's true.
Yeah, I think that was one of the most worthless debates I've ever seen anywhere.
Stray dogs are atheists too, but dogs that live with a family, they live with their God basically.
Here's the thing, though. No cat is an atheist. Every cat thinks it's a god.
They will remind you of that.
Mark Caesar, are you quoting the Chevrolet commercial? Like a rock.
I think that was a song long before it was a Chevrolet commercial.
Yes, it was. I was being a fucking smartass. Hell with you, Porpoise, for calling me out on it.
if you're a rock, if you're a rock, aren't you automatically an island?
One solitary rock that moves freely. Well, I guess that would be considered an island.
I am a rock. I am an island. Sorry, I didn't mean to have to go back to the 60s to make a joke.
And no one born after 1990 got that joke.
Hey,
Good point, Amber.
I saw on TV Art Garfunkel. Man, is he old? I mean, he really looks like an old man. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he
Is
is
all
old.
like got the sunken in cheeks and the baggy jowls and all that shit. The jowls.
Yeah, he looks old even compared to Paul Simon. I haven't seen him recently.
Paul Simon lately either.
But when they did that concert in New York, or Central Park in New York, he definitely looked older than Paul Simon.
Paul Simon. Oh, he does look rough now. Yeah, he is looking rough. He doesn't look bad, though. He still looks pretty healthy.
I was just saying, Art Garfunkel looks old even in comparison to Paul Simon. But they are what? In their 70s, 80s now?
Something like that.
I don't know. I think Paul Simon might be in like 78, 79, something like that. Maybe 80.
Yeah, I would forgive.
Mick Jagger is 80 and he's still fucking running around the stage like a teenager.
Yeah, well, he's got the good cocaine, though.
No, that's the thing. Everybody thinks that they
I'm
do
kidding.
that, but the Stones, I swear that they're absolutely drug free and always have been.
Yeah, they actually do attest to that.
I mean, that's looking pretty old.
Yeah, Art Garfunkel does look pretty rough. Yeah, Joan Jett did say that. I want to rock.
I just want to roll. Cinnamon, preferably.
Oh my god, a cinnamon roll with some fucking goddamn icing sounds so good right now, Jenny. Damn you. I have nothing to make that with.
Now you're making me want sticky buns.
I'm gonna have to get some.
I keep a shaker of cinnamon on the dinner table with salt and pepper. Try it sometime. You'll be amazed at what stuff tastes like when you add cinnamon to it.
Oh, cinnamon's amazing. It's really good for you, too.
I imagine it tastes like Fireball. You know, honestly, I have no idea what Fireball whiskey tastes like.
Really? You should try it sometimes. It's good. It's good. Ever have those cinnamon candies?
Oh, yeah.
Red cinnamon candies? They're kind of like that.
Yeah, it's red hot liquor. It's like red hot cinnamon candy, but liquor. Or Imperial cinnamon candy, something like that.
Yeah.
But why have that when there's black licorice flavored liquor?
No.
Ugh, I hate black licorice.
You know where that kind of drinks, the harder alcohols like whiskey and scotch and all that stuff. You know where it got its name liquor? Because when you drink the spirits, you get the liquor quicker. I'm sorry.
Go to the corner.
Or just say you were quoting Ogden Nash and all is forgiven.
I was. Thank you. That's a good out. I'll have to remember that one.
Although I technically believe his quote is candy is dandy, but liquor is liquor, which made it into Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Which I think was intended for the adults, because I doubt the kids would have known it was Ogden Nash. But the adults would have when that movie was made.
Okay, Jenny, I'm back. Go to the corner. I heard that joke. Mark Caesar, the reason I hate black licorice is the food coloring, which now might not be a problem because since I had COVID a few weeks ago, my taste buds are shot. I can barely taste anything. I went from a super taster to barely tasting anything. I'm very fucking sad and disappointed because one of the few things I enjoyed in this world was food.
Well, that means
now I don't give a fuck, and I went to Dollar Tree and just bought a bunch of burritos because everything tastes like shit or nothing.
That's actually good in a way, and I can't remember why. damn it.
Yeah, black licorice is one of those foods, either you love it or hate it.
It was horrible, Mark. It was 14 days of hell. On day 15, I finally almost felt normal again. I had no upper respiratory issues, no sinus issues. It was all just like a body flu. Just severe pain. Every joint hurt. If I moved my eyeballs like to the right to look at my cat or something, like you do, like you see something out of the corner of your eye, you look to the right, it hurt my eyeballs, like really like painful just to move my eyes around. My joints and my toes hurt, like everything. Every joint hurt. I had muscle aches in between the joints, just everywhere. Everything hurt. I was really, really weak. I had no appetite. So yeah, for 2 weeks I barely ate and I still gained this weight. So fuck me, right? Anyways, yeah, no, it was horrible. I've had similar. Yeah, see, here's the thing about thyroids, Porpoise. Let me tell you. So back before we knew about thyroids, my mom was always overweight. Then my sister had that problem. She went and got checked. The doctor said, well, your thyroid level's on the low side, but it's okay. And my sister said, well, can you give me a little bit just to put it in this, get it in the middle? And the doc said, sure. And it didn't really do anything. Then she moved and got a new doctor. And the new doctor said, well, not everybody's the same. So let's try upping when it comes to thyroids. Let's try upping it some more and see what happens. So he upped it. And my sister dropped 70 pounds in a few months. It runs in my family. So I go and get my thyroid checked, and it's not in the middle. It's on the lower side, but it's within range. So the doctor said, you don't need anything. So I told her, this is what happened with my sister. People are different. Okay, it's genetic, bitch. It's my sister. You can't get much closer than that in genetics unless you go mom and dad. So how in the hell do you tell? It's just like my son was on a medication, mood stabilizer type medication, and it wasn't working. He was having bad side effects. And I said, I had bad side effects with that too. Try Lexapro instead. He tried Lexapro. He's on Lexapro. He's fine now. It's genetic, and the doctor won't even fucking listen to me about it. And, oh, your thyroid's fine. Well, no, it's on the low end. And in my family, that's not good. So, but yeah, so here I am continually chubby. I've tried everything. I've dieted. When I first became a vegetarian, I literally only ate vegetables, a minimal amount of rice, and almost no pasta or bread for the first 3 months. And I only lost 2 pounds. So I know it's my thyroid. So you're right, Porpoise. It is, but they're just not listening to me.
Well, the only reason I knew I had Hashimoto's, because most people who have it don't know they have it, was I had the antibodies tested. So
what is that? I know that's thyroid related, but I can't remember exactly what that does.
It causes hypothyroidism.
Right. But I'm saying, does it automatically make it severe, or is there different levels with Hashimoto's?
Hashimoto's, like all immune diseases, can just go in cycles until the thyroid stops producing enough hormones. So you can go through normal hyperthyroid and hypothyroid phases.
Okay, so it does go into hyper. Okay, I was wondering about that.
It can.
Yeah. I've mostly heard of it hypo, but I thought it could go hyper.
Yeah, well, it will you will be hypothyroid. It's easily treated, but I'm just surprised if there were systems all over the body, someone didn't say, let's draw a blood test. Or sometimes you can convince doctors to give you a test. It's harder for some things than others, but that's why my endocrinologist, she actually ran that test when I said, hey, my mother had her thyroid removed. A bunch of things are going on that don't seem to be connected. Maybe we should see if the antibodies are there.
Yeah, and I know part of it is that I'm inactive right now, but even when I'm active, I was working with my brother on that construction job for months, and I was eating, healthy food and all that shit. I wasn't overeating or anything. I was only eating like a small healthy snack during the day, and then a regular sized plate of food at night. So I wasn't overeating, and I was exercising, and I still only lost a few pounds in like, God, how long was it? 2.5 months.
Yeah. Well, I would
So
recommend
something isn't right. I know that. But of course, what was it? Ember said, doctor's not listening. I'm shocked. Yeah, Ember, this is also the same doctor that refuses to do any controlled substances. So she will not even, she won't regulate my testosterone for me. So I actually got an endocrinologist now who is doing my testosterone with me. So you know what I was doing? I was going to either the urgent care, or I was texting my ex, Heather, and saying, hey, can you send in a prescription for me? That's how I made it through with this doctor up till the last 2 months.
Sounds like a kind of worthless doctor to me.
I mean, she's very attentive. She's brilliant. She caught the shit with my kidney. So I'm very grateful for that, because no one did before her. And maybe it just got bad right before I saw her. I don't know. But I don't feel like anybody was paying attention to my kidney shit before, like they should have been. The ex. But anyways, so, I'm grateful for that. She was like on the ball with it, and, we discussed stuff, and she put me on some medications to protect my kidney and stuff like that. So, but I think some doctors have skills in certain areas, and some doctors just don't have skills in certain areas. So then that's that.
Well, how dare they be human?
Oh, no, I'm not blaming her for it. She's younger. She's probably 4 or 5 years out of what Ben is doing right now. The medical rotation at the end.
You were saying all kinds of stuff about the kidney going to shit. Actually, piss is kidney shit.
Yes. Yeah, caught the shit or caught the piss. You're right, Mark Caesar and Jenny. You're right. You're right. Yep, I caught the piss.
I'm just trying to entertain myself today, though.
No, you're funny. No, that was hilarious. I love it. You gotta laugh, man. I got a little depressed when I found out about the kidney disease, because I did research on it, and it's supposed to shorten my life greatly. My family typically lives between the ages of 92 and 98. So for someone to say, for statistically for them to say, you'll probably be dead by, 70, 73? Yeah, 72. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, but you gotta laugh. So I appreciate the jokes.
I don't know. There are some people I know who live that long, like into their 90s. Like my grandmother had dementia, and she also didn't want to be around anymore.
Yeah. Well,
I can dig that.
Honestly, I have thought many times since I got my diagnosis that, by that time, I'm probably going to be done anyways. Like, I'm almost there already, just trying to work and trying to maintain being professional and pleasant around people that grate my nerves and trigger my autism. It's really a fight, and it's hard, and I come home every day exhausted. My last job, I sat at a desk all day and did brain work. At the beginning, when the first few weeks, I came home every night, I was wide ass awake. I was only like sleeping 6 hours a night because nothing was wearing me out. And then that assistant manager started her shit, and it got worse and it got worse. So by month fucking 2, by the end of month 1, I was stressed out and coming home every day exhausted, and I had no energy, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. And that's one of the reasons I disappeared off the internet. I just didn't have the strength. It wears me out. It wears me out like digging ditches. And I know that because I used to have a job digging ditches. It's exhausting like that. It just exhausts every bit of me. My body can't function right. And so I just keep rinse and repeating and doing it over and over again, trying to survive till I'm old enough to get retirement. So by 73, yeah, Jenny's right. I might be done by that time too. I might be like, fuck it, this isn't worth it.
You know, at least my grandmother still maintained most of who she was, but like a third of the time I called her, she didn't know who I was. She got me confused with Uncle Dennis, a gay cousin, and my nephew.
Okay. Yep. Her brain's gone. Yep.
That wasn't
Poor
entirely
thing.
gone.
Yeah. Well, it's just sad. My my Aunt Jean died. She had Hodgkin's disease. Or no, Huntington's disease. I'm sorry, Huntington's disease.
That's a
One of those two. Not the lymphoma, the one that deteriorates your brain.
Huntington's.
that's Huntington's.
Yeah, Huntington's. Okay, yes. Okay,
That's also lethal and dominant because it's genetic. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. So they, her father had it. He died from it. My grandmother lost him too early and had to nursemaid him. And then my Aunt Jean got it, and so she had a daughter with it. So they tested the boys, and the boys do not show signs of carrying the genes. So that is amazing. 2 boys, so we got kind of lucky with that. But she was a brilliant RN nurse and ended up laying in bed in a old folks home, basically drooling on herself. And the only person she knew was the nurse that came and saw her multiple times a day. She didn't even know her mother anymore before my Nana passed away. She didn't even know who she was anymore. So it's heartbreaking.
Huntington's also kills you like around when you're 42.
Yeah, she was gone by, hold on, shit. She lived longer than that. She was gone by, I think she made it to 48 or 46 or something like that. I think she was almost 50 when she died. Or when her brain quit. See, here's the bad thing about it. Her brain quit and her body was still going.
Well, that's what Alzheimer's is all about.
Yeah. So, and she had nothing written saying, take me out or anything. Like there was no laws or anything about that at the time. So, she was just fucked and laying there and drooling on herself, literally, for many years. So, I mean, her brain was gone by 45-ish, I think. And I think she was like a vegetable for like 4 or 5 years before her body gave out.
I was listening to NPR, public TV, one of the two. Who fucking cares? And they said that the FDA has approved a blood test for Alzheimer's, which means that people should be able to get it diagnosed accurately and for years before it really gets you.
Oh, I'm talking to my doctor about that. I'm gonna get that while I'm on Medicaid before I, get another job and maybe actually get insurance.
Well, it's like I said, it's just been approved. It's going to take a while for it to spread out. And I don't honestly know if after that approval, then they have to go through human testing or something like that. I just don't know the process.
Oh, we don't know. Okay. I'll look into it.
But they said it's something like 90% efficacious.
Nice.
What?
There, let me look it up real quick. 90%. Hold on. Alzheimer's blood test catches 90% of early dementia cases, study finds. A combined blood test for cognitive decline has 90% accuracy. In comparison, neurologists and other memory specialists correctly diagnose Alzheimer's in 73% of their cases. Primary care doctors had even less success with only a 61% accuracy rate, according to the study. One part of the blood test called plasma phosphorylated tau, blah, blah, yeah, okay. No, it's not pheresis. It doesn't end like that. For short, is one of the several blood biomarkers scientists are evaluating for use in the diagnosis of mild cognitive impairment in early stages Alzheimer's disease. Yeah, so it measures pathology in your neurological system. That's what it measures. They said, we'd love to have a blood test that can be used in a primary care physician's office, functioning like a cholesterol test, but for Alzheimer's. That's their goal. Once fully vetted, Highly accurate blood tests could change the game in speed in which we can conduct Alzheimer's trials to get to the next new medication. They are absolutely these are absolutely transformational times. I can't talk today. So no, it is not on the market yet. It's not fully vetted yet. So you're correct, Jenny.
Screw you, doorknob head.
Now, if only they could come up with a scanner that would detect dementia in presidential candidates.
I would love. Look, oh my God, that's such a good idea because Trump just said he wanted to do a cognitive test with Kamala. So,
that
or
would be
Kamala,
lovely.
as he calls her. So I would love to see them do that fucking blood test on them. Yes, please.
My sister-in-law's real bad potential for Alzheimer's. Both of her parents died from it. And both were fairly young. I think each of them was in their late 70s when they finally passed on. And they had this form of it or timing of it. I don't know what you call it. I don't know enough about it. That they were both in the, kind of loony bin type existence for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. And then finally got it. So she's concerned. She never lets on to anything because she likes to be tough, but I'm sure she's very concerned about herself. But on the other hand, if she does get it, she'll save us. So fuck that. And she'll just spend whatever money she has left and do whatever she wants.
Hey, doorknob head, if you don't want to type out Trump, just use their original name before they changed it, which is Drumpf, Drumpf. That was their original name when they immigrated to the United States.
You can also use Orange Moron, Gigantic Orange Buffoon.
Yeah, anything related to an insult plus orange is fine. We know who you're talking about.
Dummy Don.
Dummy Don.
Did you see last week? Did you see last week the minor headline that came through from a lot of different sources? New York Times, I believe NPR, I believe a couple of online fact checkers, that a nephew of Trump is doing a memoir or just did a memoir. Anyways, the news read it, and there's a part in it where Donald Trump says to his, I think, brother, God, I forget the relationship. Anyways, who had a son who was born severely brain damaged with, I don't know if it was
brother's
CP
kid
or what. And Trump said to him, well, you should just let the kid die.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, I'd like to elaborate on that story, Jenny. Just put in some more information. Okay, so some more information about that story. So the person is Fred Jr., who wrote the book, and he was named after their dad, Fred. And so when Fred Sr. died, or Fred Jr. the third, or whatever the fuck he was, there's a bunch of Freds in the family. When he died, Donald Trump was named the executor of the will. While being the executor of the will, he somehow made it so he got all the money. So Fred Jr. and Mary Trump, his brother and sister, or whoever they are, niece and nephew, whatever, they never got a dime. He took all their fucking money. So they set up a fund or a thing where every month they would have to ask him for money for the disabled son, when the disabled son should have had that money to begin with. So eventually he was bitching about paying it and saying he couldn't pay. I can't afford to keep doing this. And Fred said, well, we need to help him. You're the one that got all the money. And he said, why don't you just let him die? So that's the background on it. Donald Trump is not only a piece of shit to everybody else, he stole his family's inheritance and he blew every fucking dime of it. And that family was loaded. So Fred Trump had to have left millions and millions and millions of dollars. So that's the rest of the story.
Doorknob, I love your brain. You are such a riot.
What do you mean?
Doorknob is
What
funny.
did I do? Okay, I'm glad. I don't know what I did, but yeah, I know my brain kind of works in a weird circle. It's like a wagon wheel with extra spokes sticking off, and sometimes I go down a spoke. Fred, father of Fred, like Grog, father of Grog. Right? Yeah.
Are you sure that's not a barbarian
chat-
tribe naming?
So, chat, we've been going 2 hours. What do you think? What should we do?
Just
I
want to
don't
wrap
know.
things up.
Doesn't matter
There
to
is
me. I
one.
can talk or leave.
There is one unusual instrument. Well, not all that unusual, but there's one instrument that nobody talked about. I could mention before we go.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm told I'm pretty good at playing it. The skin flute.
Oh my God, Jenny.
No, we're not pulling any images of that up.
Well, that's okay, Jenny, because I'm really good with the skin harmonica, if you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
I'm gonna call it the skin harmonica from now on.
Oh,
The man
God,
in the
I saw
boat
this.
is now a harmonica.
I saw this gag that some guy played on his friends that just got a new truck or something like this, and the guy's all braggy about his vehicle, and so he got underneath to the rear subframe, and he nylon tie strap a harmonica.
I was the one who
And then
showed
the
you
guy-
that image.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. And so he complains about the noise when he's driving.
Wait a minute. He
that is just
put the
genius.
harmonica where?
Under the car, facing forward on the
Okay.
subframe. The thing that connects.
Oh, so
the
as
bottom
he's driving,
suspension.
as he's driving by, the wind underneath the car is causing the harmonica to make noise.
Yes, I think
my
that's
God.
brilliant.
That's fucking hilarious.
I
That's
would never
great.
ever tell him. Let him figure it out himself.
Well, you could make that into a musical instrument for those pedo ice cream men, so they can just while they're driving, just switch it around a little bit, and make different songs from the harmonica.
Well, I was actually thinking about the physics and aerodynamics behind that. That car would have to be going pretty damn fast before enough air would push through. In the old days now, but today air is directed up from the front up into the engine compartment to cool things, and
Right.
Underneath they don't want any air. So
I would be questioning if that was Photoshop personally.
Yeah, because you're right, Jenny. There should be a dead airspace like in the middle underneath of the car. Yes.
Porp, I know lots and lots of different cars that would take that addition to them very, very well. There's lots of space down there to do that kind of shit.
But that doesn't mean it wasn't Photoshopped.
In fact, I think a stereo pair would be really nice.
You're going to have to do it with someone's car, not mine.
It's really hard to find a noise if somebody's car comes in and they say, "Look, there's some noise it's making."
Yes.
And I need to know what it is, and then we go look for it, and it doesn't reveal itself, and we end up having to use this system where you put 12 different sensors on a car in various locations, and then you got a box and stethoscope type earplugs. And somebody drives and you listen and you start flipping to different channels so you at least track it down to what corner of the car it's in.
Oh, that's cool.
But goddamn, some noises are so hard to find.
That is so cool, Jenny. I didn't even know that was like a thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, the shop owned that tool. Nobody wanted to pay for it individually. It was like $300.
Has anyone read that old list of someone who was in the army who just did what he could saw what he could get ordered not to do? It's called Skippy's List. It's still out there.
That's funny. I know somebody who would probably do that. My former business partner, Bob, he was in Vietnam, and he was always in trouble with his commander, and so they ended up putting him as the shit burner. And that was what he did for 2 years in the army in Vietnam.
I think he just got some weird orders, and then he just said, "It's like You know what? I'm going to see what I get ordered not to do. There's
So
like
much fun. Go ahead.
There's like 213 items on it.
It's so much fun fucking with the system.
It'd be just so nice to fuck it all. Anyways,
But remember, this is my personal rule for anyone I employ as well. You're not allowed to take the day off for religious reasons on the basis that the world is about to end more than once.
Yep, you only get one of those. That's right.
I wonder if anybody, I imagine somebody has had to do this where they've been keeping a calendar of all the times that we've been told that the earth is going to end the next day or next week or on the 23rd or whatever.
I bet you if I Googled it, they would tell me how many times it's been.
Yeah, there's
predicted.
websites that have that.
Maybe
Oh,
we can
wait a minute.
make
I
that-
hear somebody typing. I'm not going to bother.
Sometimes just the door I might bird shit on purpose, huh?
Shitbird, an asshole.
Oh yeah, bird shit. Sorry, I read it wrong, didn't I?
It's shitbird, not bird shit. Yeah,
It's mild dyslexia.
Flipped it.
Don't pick on me.
it's temporary random dyslexia. Don't mind her.
No, it's listexia.
Listexia.
Listen, at least you weren't listening to a complete clueless person, and by the end you were agreeing with things like 1 times 1 times 1 equals the absolute value of pi, because your brain was fried.
Good old Terrence. I
Well,
kind of
I
feel
don't
sorry
know
for
what
him
you said.
for making such a fool of himself on the world stage.
Well,
Terrence Howard?
Yeah. Crazy Terrence.
Yes, most of my summer has been spent arguing with people about what 1 times 1 equals because of Terrence Howard.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's come up with a concept of how the universe works.
Yeah, I've seen his thing.
Completely different everything, and none of it right.
I mean, it's hilarious.
It's something, all right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's kind of surprising anybody would actually listen to him.
I heard him for like five minutes on radio or TV. I don't remember. And he has a real good rap. If you don't know anything about it, I can see how people get sucked into it because he's really a good rapper. And I'm not talking about the spin on your shoulders type rapper.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No. Okay.
Yeah, that's right, Darna. 1 times 1 is 11.
Well, he was the original actor to play War Machine or Rhodes.
Yeah, he was a good War Machine. Although I don't know if War Machine was in the... I don't know if he was War Machine in the first movie.
No, they didn't. He didn't suit up in the first movie.
Hey, Mage, would you happen to have a link for that video for Kuklinski?
Kyle Klinsky's Secular Talk. Yeah, I got.
Yeah,
I can get the link for you.
Post it in the chat. Mage came up with this really wonderful little video on YouTube where the host is talking about the lunacy of Dr. Jordan Peterson and in concert with Joe Rogan and the obsessive nature of their feelings towards trans people. And Kulinski, I'll never get it right.
Klinsky, yeah.
Thank you. Decided to do the numbers on it. Okay, and these guys, they go around, they talk about this shit all the time, and they give people the impression that there's thousands of kids out there that are banging on a doctor's door, and that doctors and hospitals are getting filthy rich on it. And I'll just do one number to make it simple. the truth of it is, when this guy looked up numbers, that there's between the ages of 13 and 17, somewhere around 72 million kids in the country. How many are dealing with trans issues or are getting puberty blockers or HRT? Do you think that there are in the country?
I think Joe Rogan was fact checked on this once, and it's not
25%.
No, I'm not looking. No, it's definitely not 25%. It's for like 4,800, something like that. 4,800 people out of 72 million. Yeah,
and they're still making a stink about it. That's ridiculous. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, it is. It is absolutely insane. And he worked out the percentage, and the percentage was something like 0.000 3 zeros or 4.
Something, yeah, it was like three or 4 zeros and
3.1. Yeah, just this minuscule percentage.
On the other hand, give me a bunch of transcripts from Jordan Peterson that can tell you how often he mentions trans people.
Yeah, it was just a rough calculation he did, but still.
Oh yeah, you don't need precision numbers for this kind of discussion when it's so dramatically different than what they're implying.
Hey, you guys, you know what's
so if you
funny?
get into an argument with somebody, try to remember those numbers and say, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
If you guys want a good laugh, go watch Trump's interview with the National Association of Black Journalists, NABJ.
Oh,
so
I heard
he did an interview.
Wrong with that?
He came out and acting like a dickhead. Anyways, well, you made me wait for 35 minutes because your equipment isn't working right. Anyways, not the point. So go watch that. Watch it on PBS. And the reason I'm going to say watch it on PBS is because PBS has a fact checker link attached in the chat. So you can click on that, take another tab over to the side, and as he's saying stuff, they are live fact checking him. It's lovely to watch.
I was surprised when the debate moderator stood in 2020. That was not something I expected to see.
What would I search for on YouTube?
Oh, look up NABJ convention and then just Trump.
Was this the one where he was asked what pronouns he had? And
no, this just happened today. Like this happened like 2 hours, an hour before the stream started.
Because I thought that was pretty funny too.
Well, they brought him on stage and sat down, and I went to ask him a question, and of course, just like anybody else who was asking questions, they're going to give you the foreground, background, blah blah blah, whatever information you need on the subject. So she gave the information, asked the question, and he started, "Oh, you're rude and disrespectful, and you made me wait 35 minutes because you can't even get your audio equipment to work. This is ridiculous." And then there was 3 black women on stage with him, and the third one who was farthest away from him, because they all had him separated, like, you know, kind of like COVID safety kind of separated. And he's all, I can't even, he kept saying, "Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, I can't hear you." But everybody could hear her just fine. There was an echo, but it wasn't that bad. And I just can't even understand you. You're too far away. I can't understand you. And I'm like, do you think maybe it's you, bro? Because the audience is responding to what they're saying fine. I can only really hear this one over here because she's next to me. He was just being a dick. And so I suggest go watch that. And while you're watching it, pull up the NPR fact-checking thing or PBS, whatever link they have there, fact-checking thing. And yeah.
Okay. Hi, Kyle. How are you, honey, sweetie?
There was another thing that came in my Twitter feed, at least, where a reporter asked him, it's like, "What are your pronouns?" He's like, "I don't have pronouns." And the reporter's like, "Oh, you're gender fluid then."
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what they said. Oh, so you're gender fluid. Trump's face, man. Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to watch this.
Yeah, just let Republicans know they're weird.
Yes. Mage and I were talking briefly about that. I think it is absolutely hilarious that out of all the vitriol that the maggots have been throwing everywhere for such a long time now, that the word weird applied to them makes them hit the roof.
But Trump's presidency was profoundly weird. He wasn't qualified.
I saw a alleged tweet from Elon Musk. I don't know if it's been photoshopped or something. But what it said is that Elon Musk has decided that the word "weir" is a slur, and anybody caught using it on Twitter, X, whatever he calls it, is going to be removed.
No, I don't think that's true.
Well, I'm reporting just what it said. I didn't report that it was valid.
Well, I know one thing for sure. I do know that they reported in the news, and it wasn't like Fox. It was like a reputable source that Elon Musk is no longer backing Trump. So, yeah, he just decided, no, fuck this shit. I don't want to be associated with him. And it was just in the last like 2 or 3 days.
I thought that was only in terms of he made that statement he was going to get $45 million a month or something like that, and that's what he said he's not going to do anymore, just the funding. I didn't think.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's saying he doesn't want to support him anymore. Well, I assumed that was all the way around the board. Maybe it was just the funding I misunderstood. Could be.
I don't even think Musk said he was going to give him $45 million a month. And also,
Kyle, that's the interview I was just talking about from today, from a few 4 hours ago or whatever it was.
And also, Musk is still losing money on Twitter.
Yeah. How much now?
He acts like a Trumper.
The thing is, if Musk had just kept his mouth shut, everyone would still think he's a genius.
How do you like our choice for vice president, the couch fucker? Which is also not true, but it's very funny.
Yep, you're right, Jenny. That one was quickly disproved.
Yeah, but the AP took it down, which caused it to go a little bit longer.
Yeah, that actually caused it to become more viral.
I think it's going to stick with him for the rest of his life.
But anyway, on the weird thing, we have this image here. Weird is being used as a slur against Trump supporters, and it will not be tolerated on the platform. Yada yada. Ban, but it also has the community not down right here. This is fake. Elon Musk's official account has an X next to the check mark, so this isn't real.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad, because that would be pretty insulting for him to behave that way on a common word that's used billions of times a day.
Agreed. That'd be like saying anybody that posts the word "the," anybody who uses the word "the" in their post, you're getting kicked off of Twitter.
Hey, Doorknob, if you put those harmonicas on the front of your truck, would you please make a video of it so we can all hear it?
Well, should we wrap things up here?
I was gonna say, I think we ran out of shit to say, Mage. I think it's time.
So, Porpoise, what you got to show?
Check out my other channel, Mad Computer Scientist. I'll get the link in the chat. We are getting close to 256 subscribers, where I'm going to do another Ask Me Almost Anything live stream. Which does mean there are questions I will not answer, but give me a second here. I'll put the link in chat. Rest assured that 1 times 1 equals 1, and if it doesn't equal that, it breaks both the fundamental theorem of algebra and arithmetic, and that I still think that someone who has the courage to think about things the way Terrence Howard did should be encouraged to think about them, but people should let people like that know just how wrong they are. And hopefully this will not start another Flat Earth movement. Because honestly, Flat Earth is bizarre enough. I don't know how that got traction. Be excellent to each other, and so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Jenny, what do you got?
Well, this is way in advance, folks. On August 31st at 3:30 in the afternoon Central Time, our dear, sweet, godless granny is going to have her celebration of 10,000 subscribers to her channel, and she wants to do a thing on air, and she's asked me and a number of other people who I haven't been told about yet to be on her show, and I think you'd all enjoy it because Granny is so smart, and she can be very funny. So put that in your mental calendar for August 31, 3:30 in the afternoon.
Or we'll do a reminder when it gets closer to the time.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. I love, you guys know I love Granny to death. She's brilliant and funny and accepting, and she's great. So, yeah, I'll look forward to that, Jenny. Thank you.
And other than that, I'll be here next Wednesday.
That's a threat and a promise.
Indeed.
Well, next Wednesday, I will probably be back to. Well, I'm not going to say it on the air. I'll let you guys know when we go off.
Back where you
all I'm going to say is I will be everywhere and nowhere. So watch.
Porpoise, I don't understand why you're not willing to let people know that you live in Texas. It's such a big state.
That's because I live in Alaska.
God damn it. I was trying to give you some cover.
Oh, you guys are full of crap. We all know that all you crazy fuckers are down in Florida. Don't be lying.
Oh, I'm sure someone can get a good glance just by looking in the background which state I live in.
Shh.
It's a wall.
Don't tell.
Look, not everybody in Florida is crazy. Isn't that right? Yeah, that's right. See?
I'm glad Mage had himself to agree with.
So, back, what do you got?
Who, me? No, I already said I will be everywhere and yet nowhere.
Let's see. I've got. Well, I'm working on some videos. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to be releasing, so can't really say too much. You can look forward to stuff on either of my channels. My Mage's Media Musings or my Gardens Happen.
Hey, has anybody seen the Deadpool Wolverine movie?
Not yet. I'm gonna wait until I can watch it in streaming.
I want to see that in Twisters.
When's it going to become streaming?
I don't know.
Okay.
As soon as someone puts it on your favorite pirate site.
I want to see the first two Deadpools to catch up on what's going on.
Oh, I can give you a movie showing for that if you want, but I don't think you really need it.
So my friend who went to see that said that it was probably one of the best movies she's ever seen for like all around story, graphics, everything. So, I mean, she could be wrong, but she came back pretty excited from watching it. So,
also in the Marvel universe, they just not that. What's his fucking name? Not Robert Downey. The guy that played Iron Man.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
I can't think of a better way to maybe metaphorically show Musk's transition from beloved character to supervillain I don't even know if that was intentional.
Yeah, with the Deadpool movie, I heard that it's fairly shallow on the plot, but it's very entertaining, and it's so far made the most money of any R-rated movie yet.
Cool.
Yep.
I have a major crush on Ryan Reynolds, so I want to see all his films. He's just so funny.
Jenny,
so
have you
smart,
seen the?
so cute?
Have you seen the Ryan Reynolds comedy adventures with people like The Rock?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, he's made like 2 or 3 movies with The Rock, and it's always like,
okay, yeah. I've seen the titles, but I haven't seen them yet.
oh yeah, you should watch them. They're great. Like they're like fun action adventure kind of movies. You know, they go and get into shit. People try to shoot them. You know, The Rock always like falls in the mud and gets hurt, and Ryan Reynolds usually sneaks out away from whatever it is, clean as a whistle, you know, kind of thing. And it's always like that, and they are hilarious together.
The Rock is a mega.
Well, we'll continue this and on offline here, so we'll maybe ending it here. So see you, everybody.
Fine.
Later.
You know, if only they made a Green Lantern